Okay, hello everybody again. All right, so we're going to talk about the instructions for the high contrast project that will be uploaded to your to Blackboard on content. Okay, anyway, the instructions are you're to set up a still life with at least 5 objects of various sizes and put it on a white surface and with a light background. So you could put it on a tabletop with that has a white surface or a light colored surface, or you can put down a big piece of paper or a white towel or sheet, and then put it against a wall that has a light color. Okay. Let's see. The lighting is very critical. So basically, you're just going to want to set up a spotlight of some sort, or you can put it near a window. So the still life, say, is set here, and then you have your objects here. Have the light come from either here or opposite, so above it and to the side a little bit, like we've been setting it up, so that it creates real distinct highlights and shadows. Okay. So that's what that says. Use a spotlight or the light from a nearby window to create bright highlights and deep shadows. Have the light source be above and to the side of the still life. Use a sheet of drawing paper with a rectangle drawn in the middle, 9 inches by 12 inches. Start with a very light pencil, such as a 2H, to draw contour lines to describe the shape and form. Treat the light gray to white values as a white value. So anything that's lighter, just assume that it's going to be a white. Anything that has any kind of mid-tone to darker shadow, assume is going to be a black. So that's what that was saying. So treat the mid-grays to black as a black value. Don't shade in these values with a pencil. That's important. Don't shade them in. You're just going to lightly draw the shape of the dark values of the form shadows. Remember, the form shadows are the shadows that are on the form. And the cast shadows, obviously, is what's cast by the form. You can take a black and white photo of the still life and edit the photo. Your phone probably has a program where you can do some basic editing. You're trying to create a high contrast image for reference, but the main reference should be the still life setup. That's very, very important. Note the positive and negative shapes as you place the composition within the drawn rectangle. Use the principles of design, balance, rhythm, repetition, emphasis, variety, unity, harmony, etc. for your composition. So, see the attached definitions of the elements and principles of design. So when you upload this from content, you'll see attached to this document those definitions. Use an extra fine point and fine point Sharpie to fill in the areas of dark. Use the extra fine point Sharpie for your fine lines. It is very important that the dark shapes have a clean edge to them. Leave a thin white line between the cast shadows and the form shadows of the objects. So if you have an object, let's get one here. And it's casting a shadow over here, then between the form shadow along here and the cast shadow that would be coming out here, you would of course create a little white line right along here, and I'll show you an example in just a second. Okay, use the white of the paper for the highlights, obviously. Erase the pencil marks after you finish with the markers, and then use a fine line marker to draw the rectangle around it, that you drew earlier. Draw it darker and use a ruler to make sure it's straight. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second here We'll put another image up, and then we'll talk about that for a second. Hold on.